Spurs versus Leicester. Here's the match preview. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, please do smash the subscribe button. It is free to do so and it helps the channel really grow. So really do appreciate it. And if you are liking these videos, smash that button and get involved in the comments below. Very interested to get your thoughts on the video, how to improve it, but of course, as well as the content discussed in it. Let's crack straight into it. Let's start with team news from both teams. Let's start with Tottenham. Spence is sore, actually a potential doubt for Sunday. So for tomorrow, he'll face a late fitness test. So, we could do with him being available. Papa Matasar is also doubtful for this weekend. Obviously, he was out in the last game against Hoffenheim. Basuma is definitely a doubt as well. Those are the words of Postecoglou. Reguilon is ready. He's back. So he'll be in the matchday squad, you would have thought. Romero's training, but he's not ready yet. Van der Ven returns to training not next week. He's the next one to return to training, which should be next week. So there are positives in there, I think. So I think it'd be a very similar team that played against Hoffenheim that we'll see. Maybe, obviously Kinski instead of Austin, but I think probably that's about it. And from a Leicester point of view, their new fullback, Wayu Kubabali, is likely to make his debut. He joined from Parma last week. That's the completed that transfer. Wilfred Ndidi and goalkeeper Mats Herzeman will not return in time. And also Fatari and Ricardo Pereira, should I say, remain long-term absences. So that is, kind of the team news. A couple of stats before we crack into it. Tottenham have lost 5 of their past 6 Premier League matches. Obviously, drew the other. We suffered 12 defeats in our first 22 league games for a season, the first time since 1978 to 98. In terms of head-to-heads, we've won 5 of our past 6 Premier League home games with Leicester, stat says here, only losing 1. So, yeah, obviously losing the other. The Foxes could avoid defeat in both top-flight fixtures against Spurs, if they do tomorrow, in a single season for the first time since they won the Premier League title back in 2015-16 season. And from a Leicester point of view, they've scored just twice in their past 7 league matches, conceding 18 goals in that run. I think that really shows their vulnerability. And their only Premier League win away from home this season came against awful bottom of the league Southampton in October. They've only taken 2 points from their other 9 games on the road. So, stats there are crystal clear. Leicester are poor defensively and don't score enough going forward, but their strength out of anything would be going forward. Let's go on to the team. Remember, this isn't predicted team. My predicted team would be the same, but Kinski rather than Austin, who obviously Kinski unavailable because he's not registered for that Europa League group stage. Something we can change. Same with Spencer Reguilon, we can change once we play Elfsberg and hopefully progress to the next round and get out the group stage. But this will be my lineup. Kinski in goal. Porro, Dragusin, Gray and Davis. Bergevall, Bentancur and Maddison in midfield, and Kulusevski, Richarlison and Son. Obviously, we are limited for options. It depends on who is available. Of course, that's a massive factor. I have left Spence out because I personally think that he might not make it. And I have a feeling he might not necessarily start as well. So, yeah, that is my team. But, of course, I know it depends on who's available. Out of the players that are likely to be available, what would be your team? So, yeah, I think mine's pretty much identical, isn't it? If it isn't, it's identical to that team against Hoffenheim by the goalkeeper. So, for once, my predicted team is the same as what I would do. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Some of my ideas certainly aren't the best. So, yeah, that's my lineup. But in terms of watch out for Leicester, Jamie Vardy still did it. Was it 37, 38, maybe 39? He's doing it consistently. An inspirational story to the top. Obviously, we know his story in terms of where he was at just a few years ago. He really got into professional football late and is doing it consistently for Leicester. But Leicester do rely on him, and that says a lot about Leicester and the struggles, I think, at the moment. So Leicester will cause us problems going forward. There's no doubt about that. Ayew, Vardy, the quality of pass from Winks, set pieces. Yeah, there's going to be danger, but I think defensively Leicester will really struggle. And under Ruud van Nistelrooy, I do like him, and I really hope it works out for him, not only at Leicester, but his managerial career overall. It seems a really likable guy. So I wanted to succeed for that reason, but they haven't really improved under him. There's signs that maybe they've tightened up a tiny bit defensively. And his substitutions aren't as silly as maybe Steve Cooper, but I don't think they've really improved. But This is his chance to prove the likes of myself wrong. Score prediction: I see us winning this game in Spurs. I just think that win against Hoffenheim will be a real confidence, morale booster, like I said in my post-match reaction. And I think going into a favourable run of fixtures now in all competitions, it's Leicester, Elfsberg, then Brentford. That should be 3 wins. Obviously, football doesn't work like that. Brentford away isn't easy. I'm not saying that, but it's a favourable run of fixtures for goal scorers, and you back the back line to keep a clean sheet or 2 as well. So with players coming back, Romero close, we heard there, and a few others that I mentioned before that little knocks and will be back. So we're slowly getting the team back together. We are sitting 15th, but I think we're slowly over the next few weeks work our way up the table, and we should build on that Hoffenheim win. It's a really good opportunity to do that. The captain stepped up in that game, and now we need others to step up as well, because we've questioned a lot of the senior players, rightly so, but senior players in the likes of Madison and Son, the captains stepped up. Against Hoffenheim. So, yeah, I think we'll win, but I don't think we're as comfortable as maybe some people make out. I think Leicester will defend really well and constantly cause problems on the counter-attack. I'm going 2-1 Spurs because I think Leicester will get a consolation. We just can't keep a clean sheet, and I think that will continue. Will we see the first 0-0 under Ange Postecoglou for Spurs? I certainly hope not, and I certainly don't think so either. So get your thoughts, as always, in terms of team news, the team, your score predictions, you name it, in the comments below, as well as the thoughts on today's video. Shout out to our sponsors, SecurityVPN and the Kitman. If you like this video, please do let me know. Otherwise, I won't know by smashing that like button and turn the notifications bell on for more content. You can find England, Premier League and top content. But yeah, a massive common use Spurs. Let's hope for a win tomorrow. I'm going to the game to check out the content in terms of match reaction, match day vlog, the weekly podcast reviewing the game on Monday night, and as well as plenty of other transfer content, Premier League content, and maybe even England content if England news as well next week. There's a lot happening at the channel, so do keep your eyes peeled. A massive common use Spurs. Join the journey as we aim to get to 3K as well by the end of the season. So appreciate the continued support. Up the Spurs. I've been waffling for too long.